I'm Rob Miller with the Hitchin post, and just want to show you a few of our most popular models of tractors and kind of take you through a few maintenance things and show you how to take care of your machine. I just want to take you through 4 of our most popular models of tractors. First, I'd like to start with the DK 4720, one of our bigger machines. Let's get started at the back here. This is your lifeblood for your tractor here. This is the universal premium hydraulic fluid that pumps through your machine. This is our check right here, and some models have it in different places. You just want to have just a little bit on the stick there. And so it's your lift capacity, it's your power steering fluid, it's your transmission fluid, it's all that in one. So I like that it's just one fluid to worry about. This gear case is about half full and it splashes around in there and just keeps all the gears coated and everything. So that's your main thing to worry about. And then, like all these fluids, I tell people, treat it like trash day. At least every other week, do it. Some people like to check their stuff every time, and that's great, but you don't have to. The same fluid that's in the back here, the hydraulic fluid, is also in the front axle, and that's separate, and we'll check that here in a bit. But while we're back here, we might as well talk about, this one's got the hydraulic lines for if you had a backhoe. That's where that would hook in. You got your 3-point. This is just a holster for this guy. This pushes over to the side, so that would be to have your run any of your other implements on. And then these just kind of swing back and forth. You've got your turnbuckles. Their job is to keep this implement from swinging back and forth and hurting your tires. But yeah, and then here's your PTO. This thing comes up, and then we got this that unscrews. Right there's our PTO. So that's kind of what's going on in the back of your tractor. Okay, now we're on the side of the DK 4720. Just showing you a little bit of the side here. We've got our engine oil filter right here. The fill is a little more fun to get to, but it's not bad. It's right there. And then this is your fuel filter, and you can open this up and let off any water off the bottom. You've also got a fuel heater. This black line here is a heater that actually heats up your fuel when you're doing your glow plugs and stuff. So what else we got here? Here's our dipstick. It's not too bad to get to for our engine oil. And that's a 1540 diesel fleet oil we use. And so that goes right there. And then coolant, we've got just a 50-50 green coolant that goes in here. I've seen some of them starting to come with a pink coolant, and that's still the same stuff. You can mix those. It just turns a weird color, so just beware of that. Oh, and by the way, here is your front axle hydraulic oil, and this is separate from the rear. So just because you check the oil in the back and it's good, you want to make sure you check it in this front axle. Sometimes this gets neglected, but you just want to have a little bit on the stick there when you take that out, and there it is, we're good. I like the fact that everything's kind of orange marked. There, this is orange, everything's marked orange. Your engine oil pan, there's the drain is marked orange. There's 2 nuts. Your drive shaft from your front axle goes right through the center of your oil pan. And here's our loader bolts. You've got 4 or 5 here, and then you have 3 up here. And so this bracket holds this whole front arm on. And these go through a lot of force when you're lifting things or pushing things. And especially lifting things really high in the air, that's a lot of force on these arms. So keeping your weight down low so your tractor doesn't get tippy on you is a good way to use it. And then I also like how KIOTI has their grease zerks are recessed, so you don't knock those off on stuff. It's also really important to grease your zerks probably every 10 to 12 hours you use your tractor. Those are a lot of moving parts, and you don't want those to wear out. Here we are at the front of the tractor. We've got our bucket edge, which a lot of places would charge you extra for that. That's about $300-400 if you were to buy one of those, but that just helps the longevity of your bucket. You got some screws here, bolts that hold it on. When you wear this out, you can flip this bucket edge around. You got a brand new one on the other side, so that's awesome. Their buckets are made very strong. You can use this lip. I'll hook a chain over this, wrap it around tree trunks, logs, whatever needs to get taken away. and you can take those for a drag. Quick attach, just like a skid loader. Then we also have our air filter, radiator, front of our engine compartment. We have our battery, easy to get to. This model here, if you ever had to take your battery out, you got to remove a few screws. This is a flexi hose. You can take your air filter and lay it on top to get your battery out of there. Okay, and then over here we've got, this is our particulate filter, the silver can, and that's a part of your regen process that burns off all the carcinogens and stuff. And then the ECU is back over here, the silver thing. Your particulate filter, none of these tractors have DEF or run with that stuff. We want you to just use diesel only, just like you put in your truck, no farm diesel. That's been gumming up injectors, so we don't want you any additives, any 911 anti-gel stuff, just regular diesel like you put in your truck. That already has a little bit of the anti-gel stuff in it, so you should be good to go. Also on your fuel over here, some of these have a filter inside. Be careful you don't accidentally shoving the nozzle in there, you don't push that filter into your fuel tank. On this side we have our block heater, and it's plugged in right there, and it doesn't pull much juice. It's 40 watt, 115 volt. If you can plug that in an hour or two before you start your tractor, it's just going to make it start that much easier. These are the R14 tires. These are great. These are kind of new. They've been out for a few years, but it's kind of their hybrid cross between an industrial and an ag tire. And so there's a few different shapes of them. This is a narrow one. They also have some wider ones that are on some of the other tractors we'll show you later today. And then also we do beet juice. So we'll fill this tire with rim guard. It's sugar beet juice. And so this tire will be full to about right here. All liquid. It's just important to always check your valve stem at 12 o'clock so you don't get sprayed with it. It's just sticky, it's messy, it won't hurt you though. Environmentally friendly, but it's ballast, so it makes this rear tire weigh several hundred pounds. It's just going to give you better lifting capacity. The lifting capacity of the DK 4720 is around 2,400 pounds, so this can lift up round bales and stuff like that if you're doing agriculture. We've got the CK series, and the CK, both of these are the same size chassis. I've got a 3520, so it's a 34 horsepower machine, and then the 2620, this is a 24 horsepower machine, 25. And so this one's all mechanical, has no computer, no ECU, so a lot of people really like that. As they go smaller, they're all mechanical, there's no computer. They're both really nice machines. This one has got the industrial tires and little more beefy, I'd say. And then you got the R14 tires. R14s, they are even calling that a turf tire. So it can be used for a lot of different stuff. They're both equally long lasting. They're really good. The CK series we sell a ton of, and their lift capacity is about 1,830 pounds. A lot of the same features. Our hydraulic oil is in the back to check and fill. Diesel only. 3-point. Everything looks kind of the same. But yeah, I think the biggest difference is just the ECU. Like this one has the computer, like the bigger models, and they run a little bit smoother. The lower ones here, these all mechanical, a little more rattly, a little more noisy. They tend to smoke when you first fire them up, but dissipates very quickly, and they're a great machine. Here we are with the CK 2620. It has no particulate filter, no ECU, no computer, so it's a 25 horse machine. A lot of people love this and do a lot of good work with this up at this elevation. You've got your air filter here, everything's easy to get to. And here we are at the CK 3520. So this is same engine, but this one has more. It's got the ECU, it's got the computer, and then it also has the particulate filter, the regen system. In my experience with the regen system, if you run your tractor at higher RPMs for longer periods of time, you'll have way less chance of that building up with carbon and needing to be regened. And which is a process where you just turn on a button and start your tractor and hold that button down, and then it goes through a series of idles, ups and downs for about 30-40 minutes, and it just burns off all the carcinogens, and then you should be good to go. And here we are with our CX 2520 and then our CS 2520, and what a lot of people love about these two machines is they're very small and compact and can fit in tight spaces. Sometimes they've got you might have horse stalls, places you got to get in a little more nimble, trees and whatnot, so these can get in the tight spaces and do a lot of work for you and that kind of deal. Both of these are also mechanical. There are no particulate filters or ECUs. So here we are with the CX 2520, and this is a cab version. Very nice. Cabs are great if you want to stay out of the wind and weather and want to listen to your music in peace. Also, we're just going to pop the hood on this guy here. These are, you got to lift the hood up. They're kind of heavy, so you just got to take that all the way up. And then there's our hood. This is the only model that has a plastic hood. All the other ones have a metal hood. I'm not sure why, but this is still a great machine. No particulate filter, no computer, all mechanical. In fact, the CX, this is the same engine that's in the 2620. So maybe a little bigger machine, same engine, a little smaller, maybe a little more power in the smaller version, but very nimble, can do a lot of work. I'm always amazed at what these things can do. Okay, here we are with the CS 2520, our smallest machine. These things are amazing. I'm really impressed with what these can do. They're all mechanical, as we were saying. Right here is just their little engine bay there, and these guys can lift. This is close to 1,000 pounds this can lift, and that's quite a bit. I've seen people do so much work with these, and I'm always amazed when I go back to people's property and see what they've achieved with this little guy. You know, you just got to take smaller bites at it, but you can get every bit as much done. And it's so nimble. This one is one you definitely want to stay up on the air pressure on the front tires. Being this tire is so low profile, I have seen this one come off bead easier than some of the other ones. Just if you've got a load of dirt or rock and your air pressure gets low and you're turning very sharp, you can push this off the bead. So that's just something I would recommend staying up on. The other thing that's new with this one is the new seat. This is probably the most comfortable seat out of all of the KIOTI tractors, I feel. I love this seat. I wish they all came with it. And that's about all I can think of to tell you about this guy. Okay, I'd like to thank you for watching our video. Here's some of our fluids that we recommend. We've got our Universal Premium Hydraulic Fluid, 1540 diesel oil, and the green coolant there, with also our premium heavy duty grease. And also, if you ever need any filters, I would go through a licensed KIOTI dealer. We have genuine parts and great prices. Be careful of things off the internet. Sometimes those say KIOTI, but they're not. So those can not be good for your tractor. Whether you come and pick up your tractor here or we deliver it, I go through all this extensively and show you everything you need to know about your machine and how to take good care of it. Hitchin Post Trailer and Tractor Sales.